welcome back to Cisco Discovery Protocol, Part 2. Part 1, we went over viewing the CDP configuration settings, and then what we actually did was disable and enable the CDP globally on a router. In Part 2 here, we're going to view the CDP neighbor information, and then disable and enable CDP on an interface. So let's go ahead and check this out. So, a router builds a table of information about neighboring devices from CDP messages received from those devices. So we're going to check into router 1 in the CLI, and we're going to show CDP, show CDP neighbors. Okay, for router 1, you have switch 1 and router 2, which is correct. We have switch 1, router 2. Those are their directly connected neighbors. Okay, issue the command show CDP entry R2. Show CDP entry and then router 2. The host name of the router in this command is case sensitive. So we want to look at the output here, and we see that the information about router 2 is displayed, including the IP address that we can use to reach the router. So here is the device R2, the IP address right here. It tells you what kind of router it is, what its platform is, what the interface is, and the port that it's using, and what its hold time is. It's also showing us version Cisco iOS software, 1841 software and what version, and technical support, copyright, and when the information was compiled. There we go. Probably the most important piece of information here is your IP address and your interfaces and ports. Okay, now we're going to show CDP entry. It looks like space and star. Alright, this is detailed information about all directly connected devices. So here we have, where did we put in our information? Up here. So this shows both of our both devices at the same time instead of specifically just one. This shows our switch 1 and what the capabilities are and the information about it, and this R2 again and the information, and there you can hit more and get more information. So there's quite a bit here. So now what we want to do is issue this. These are the different ones that you can get your CDP information. If we put detail, let's go back to where we had detail, is pretty much the same information and is the same information as show CDP entry asterisk, space asterisk. So you get all the information on your directly connected switches and routers. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to disable and enable CDP on an interface. So we're going to close router 1. We're going to check in with router 2, CLI, and what we want to do is enter the global, so config T, and we want to do no CDP enable. This is to disable the CDP on the interface. Okay, it didn't like that. ENABL. Let's try that again. No CDP enable. Alright, it does not like that, and I don't know why, because I've spelled it exactly the way it is. This was supposed to disable the CDP on the interface, and then you exit the configuration mode. And go into Show CDP Neighbors. Okay. Use the command Show CDP Neighbors on both router 2 and 3 until the entry for router 3 times out of the CDP table on router 2, and the entry for router 2 times out of the CDP table on router 3. Because we are not able to do the no CDP enable, and I did spell that correctly, no CDP enable. Let's try that again. Let's put a space in there. Spelled it right. Okay, it is not liking that, and I sure don't know. Oh, that's because we dummy me. Okay. Interface, sorry. Okay, we're going to go to serial 01. Now we're going to no CDP enable. All right, there we go. Now we got it. Okay, so now we're going to exit. And we're going to show CDP neighbors. Okay, here at the bottom here is the serial that we unenabled. Okay, we no enabled, so we took it out. But it does have a hold time of 112 seconds. So I'm going to put you on hold. And while the time went by, we should be able to show CDP, and R3 should be gone. Ta-da! R3 is now gone. So they have disabled their information passing back and forth between each other. All right? So in order to change that, you need to go into configuration mode. Config T, I'm going to go interface, serial, and we're going to, this time we want to CDP enable. We're going to get out of the command, and we're going to show CDP neighbors, and there you have it. Where we disabled it here, it did not show after the hold time passed. It was not connected any longer, so it dropped it from the table. Then we enabled it, and it added it back to the table. Disabling and enabling CDP on an interface. Thank you.